Hello, hello, hello. I am so happy to be here. My name is Leah Guzman, and I am a professional artist and board certified art therapist. And I am going to be doing a presentation, hands-on experience with you about how to manage overwhelm through creativity. Now, I see creativity as our superpower, right? And it's so important to use our gifts as artists, as creatives, so that we can get to all of the desires, everything that we want in our life, because we are so worthy of it. So that's what I see as my specialty is that as an art therapist, I help creatives manage their overwhelm through art. And then I also, for those of you who want to have a business and want to be able to offer your services or provide workshops or do any kind of like healing in the world, I also that's one of my superpowers too, is helping supporting creatives and bringing their gifts out into the world. So yeah, so let's just go ahead and dive in because I'm going to share some techniques with you that I have found to be incredibly useful in my own life, my own business, in my practice, so that I can manage overwhelm, so I don't get overwhelmed, so that I can stay in that creative flow, and then be my best self, and have that ripple effect to those around me. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and share my screen with you because we need to get some materials together. Just give me one moment. All right. All right. So this is how to manage overwhelm through creativity. And we are going to go ahead and get started. And what we're going to need is, if you have this handout, you're welcome to use it. You can use an art journal because we are going to be doing some art. If you want to change it up, you can use a gift bag or brown wrap paper because this could what we're going to be doing an intuitive art making practice where whatever you decide to use the paint on, you can give it as a gift to somebody or you can use it for yourself. Okay, so we will need acrylic paint, some brushes, a palette, some water. And if you like using stencils, I like using stencils. I always think it's fun. It's something else that you can bring into the mix. Okay. So first things first, if you have this worksheet, you're welcome to print it out and use it, but you don't have to use this. You can actually use a lined paper. That's what that I've used, or you can use your journal. And we're going to start off doing a brain dump before we jump into our art making and be like, well, why do I need this? Why is this important? The reason that this is important is because overwhelm happens because we feel like we have too much going on, too much on our plate. And when that happens, usually nothing happens at all. We get stuck in our tracks. We can't take any action steps because we don't even know where to begin. Okay. So this is a technique. I call it the brain dump. Okay. And the brain dump is, I like to do it once a week and I add to my list as I need to, just so that I can get all those little details out. Because what happens, I have kids, I have a business, I have work that I need to get done. And it's not that I can always put it in my agenda. There's a lot of little details, right? So I used to actually use like a composition book, but I found out that when I put it in my composition book, I turn the page and then I don't see it. So what I like to do is I like to get like a lined piece of paper. And this is what I like to have up in my studio. And it is, let me tell you, when I do my brain dump and I start listing all those little details that I need to do, just get it out. Just let it out for the week, right? Blah, 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 blah. And then I get to go and cross off what I've done. It is so satisfying. Okay, so that's why I want you to learn this little technique so that you can start your day fresh. If you want to do this every day, that's cool. My technique that has worked for me is I spend like once a week of just letting out all those details, right? And then I'm going to give you some time to do that now. Just go ahead and get your paper, all those little details from things from um, writing emails to following up with somebody to creating this particular video for you, right? Buy my mom a present. Finish those chakra paintings. Saatchi art, post my art on Saatchi art. All these little details, right? Go ahead and write them down. Just practice this with me. And then once you got them all down, you need a pause. You can totally take a pause, but go ahead and put them on your paper. And then once you've done that, what you're going to do for the day is just pick three because you don't have to do it all in one day. Okay. So just pick three things you say, you know what? I'm willing to commit to this. And sometimes just writing that email or making that phone call can feel like a huge task. You know, it's something that you've been meaning to do, but put it on the list, right? And then once you do it, you can mark it off. So I'm going to tell you, I have this sheet's almost halfway done, right? You see a lot of things marked off. And so it's the weekend now. And so now I can go back and do a fresh list um, and just get like a new plate going so that I can work off this. But I like to have it in a place. I put it in my studio so that I have a place to go back to look at it. Okay. So it's kind of like a work in progress. Okay. So we have that. We have the brain dump. We got that down. Ah, this is how we manage overwhelm, right? Getting it out of our head and putting it down. But it's also how we manage emotions. Okay. So being able to, whatever it is, that emotion, honoring where you're at and being able to create art about it. But we're going to be really intentional today about the art that we create today, because I'm talking about letting go of all those to-do lists so that you don't have the overwhelm. You're putting it on there. And I talked about a particular feeling called satisfaction of when you mark off that you did what you said you were going to do, right? Holding yourself accountable. It's very freeing, very satisfying to feel that, right? So I'm going to go back to sharing my screen again. All right. We got our brain dump. We're going to pick the most important things, the three things that we have decided to do. And now we're going to start setting an intention. This is really powerful to do with your art. So you can set your intention. I like to set my intention when I do my journaling in the morning. But you can also do this when you have an art practice, such as journaling, or we're going to do an intuitive painting practice today, right? So get clear on your intention. So here's some questions to keep in mind with your energy for completing the tasks that you have said that you're going to do. So how do you want to feel when you complete the task? Well, I want to feel free. I want to feel light. I want to be excited. Some people might just say, I just want to get this stuff done. I don't want to think about it anymore, right? And then number two is imagine that it's now complete and it feels really, really good. So take a moment to close your eyes to see yourself with that completed task. What does that look like for you? What does that feel like for you? Thinking about that painting that I've been sitting on the shelf and it's done. Yes, that's satisfaction, right? For me, it feels a bit good to be done. Now, the next step, choose colors to represent that feeling of completion for you. What colors would you choose? All right. So, more than likely, you probably will feel satisfied in completing your task. You might feel some joy, might feel some lightness or excitement, but you get to choose that, right? You choose that intention of how you want to feel. And now we're going to paint with intention. I want you to, name, for one, name that feeling. we're going to be putting that into the artwork that we're creating today. And we're going to make some art with those colors that match that feeling. Okay, so here is one of my journal pages that I'm showing you here. It says open and intuitive. That's how I felt when I did this. So you can choose you're welcome to choose to work in your journal. I have a journal here brand new journal, haven't even broke it in yet. But today I'm actually going to be using a gift bag, just because I thought it would be fun to create a design and my intention, and then put a little gift for somebody in here. So I'm going to be sharing my screen, and I'm going to switch it over to the gift bag, and I'm going to go ahead and get some paint. So I'm going to pick colors that resonate with me, of my feeling of satisfaction. And I want you to pick colors that resonate with you, or your that feeling of satisfaction for you. So I'm going to go ahead and put my to-do list back up on my hanging chart so that I see it. And I'll be able to mark off this video that's on there that I said I was going to do. I have my palette. I have some assorted brushes. I have my water here. And I'm going to just pick some colors. Okay, I'm going to go back to that satisfaction feel. I have this really nice blue, but I'm actually feeling there's going to be some green in here. I don't know. I'm feeling the green. So I'm going to keep some blue out, but I'm also going to get some green colored yellow to make the green color. Now that you have your palette, pick the word that you would like to use and write it on your journal or gift bag or whatever you'd like to use for this session, and play with the colors. Go ahead and let them dance. I recommend using a different brush for each color so it doesn't get muddy and overlap. You can add lines, you can add shapes, you can see how the colors resonate as they hit each other, as they touch each other. And yeah, just keep adding the layers and dancing around and enjoying the process. So I'm going to show you my intentional piece of art, which is joy. So I decided to keep the word joy here, and then just created that feeling with the colors, my intentional use of colors. So it feels good to me. I could totally see a little piece of art going in this gift bag, sending some love to friends. Yeah, whoever might need some joy. So it's a personalized little tote that you can use again and again, right? Okay, beautiful. That was fun. I hope you enjoyed this process. I'm going to just share my screen one more time just to wrap everything up. Okay, so we added those colors playfully. I didn't add any stencils. Usually I do add some stencils. I usually love gold spray paint and do a lot of layering there. But I had that gold color, that yellow ochre, and that worked. Okay, so just for wrapping things up, just to let you know the importance of how art can affect your brain. It is so important to do this work because it's reducing cortisol levels. That's that stress hormone. They did studies, research on this where they tested cortisol levels and actually saw them drop after creating for 45 minutes. So don't stop, keep going. Have fun with this. You got extra paint, get out that journal, get out another page, and do some more. Art can rewire brain's plasticity, meaning that it helps with problem solving. So that's what's really cool about art therapy is that you have an opportunity to reflect on your art and share your knowledge and your experience with someone of what's going on with your life, and they get to reflect it back to you. So it really does help with your coping skills and honoring your emotions of wherever you're at. So thank you so much for joining me today. If you like this kind of work, I have a lot of offers that I have. I have a book called The Art of Healing and Manifesting. It teaches you how to use the chakras and spirituality. It has some art therapy techniques in there. You're welcome to check that out. And you're welcome to connect with me at Leah Guzman Art is my Instagram handle. And then I have Art Therapy Online as well. I have a free group called the Creative Soul Online Retreat Group. You're welcome to check that out on Facebook. And I do free experiences in there. So if you want to just get a little bit more tasters for that, is awesome. Or if you'd like to join me I have more individual-based programs called the Art of Healing and Manifesting program, where you get one-on-one support in manifesting your desires and healing your emotions so you can step into your most authentic, best self. If that's something that interests you, you're welcome to check out my site, leahguzman.com. Lots of really, really cool opportunities there, even a membership group where we meet monthly to create art together. All right, I'm just sending you so much love. Thank you for participating, and share the love. Go ahead and tag me, post your art and tag me in it so I can see what you created. All right, peace out.